Dear Starseeds Meow, have you ever felt the universe trying to tell you something but couldn't quite grasp the message? This week, between August 1st and 7th, the cosmic communication channels are about to open wider than they have in decades, and some specific planetary alignments will unlock dormant abilities within your consciousness that most souls spend lifetimes trying to access. I am Zarin, emissary of the Lyran High Council, and what I'm about to reveal will fundamentally alter how you understand your role in the great cosmic awakening currently unfolding on Earth. The ancient Vedic seers mapped these exact celestial configurations thousands of years ago, encoding warnings and promises about a time when humanity would face its greatest evolutionary test. That time is Meow, and this week represents the opening movement of a cosmic symphony that will determine the trajectory of human consciousness for generations to come. There are impossible things that are about to converge in your reality, beginning with a relationship portal that opens Friday when the moon enters Libra. But this is only the first key in a sequence of cosmic locks that, when opened in the correct order, will grant you access to abilities your rational mind insists are fantasy. The second key involves a Scorpio transformation that will strip away everything false about your emotional responses, revealing the authentic power that lies beneath your conditioned reactions. The last key manifests when lunar consciousness aligns with the galactic center, downloading information directly from the cosmic source code that governs reality itself. Yet something far more significant underlies these individual events. A cosmic intelligence has been orchestrating a careful sequence of planetary movements designed to prepare specific souls for a mission that transcends anything you currently imagine possible. You wouldn't be receiving this transmission if you weren't among those chosen to participate in what we call the Great Awakening Protocol. The astrological events of this week aren't random celestial mechanics, but rather precision-timed activations in a master plan that spans millennia. Hidden within the ancient Vedic texts lies a prophecy about a time when the moon would dance through specific stellar gateways, while three planets form a sacred triangle in the heavens. This prophecy speaks of souls who would remember their cosmic origins and activate dormant abilities that bridge the gap between human limitation and galactic consciousness. Every soul experiencing this transmission carries genetic codes that will respond to the specific frequencies being broadcast this week, but only those who understand the activation sequence will fully access their potential. The first revelation begins Friday as lunar consciousness enters Libra, activating what the ancients called the Chamber of Sacred Partnership. This isn't merely about romantic relationships, but about your capacity to recognize the divine spark within every being you encounter. Libra represents the cosmic principle of perfect balance, and when moon energy flows through this sign, it creates harmonic frequencies that can literally tune your nervous system to perceive the interconnectedness of all consciousness. But here's what the standard astrological interpretations miss entirely. Venus, positioned at 7 degrees of Gemini alongside Jupiter, creates what we call a communication portal to higher dimensions. When these two planets unite in the sign of divine communication, they generate electromagnetic frequencies that enhance your telepathic abilities and allow you to receive information directly from your cosmic guides. However, Saturn's exact square to this conjunction introduces the testing phase, where the universe evaluates whether your consciousness can handle expanded awareness without losing its grounding in physical reality. Something crucial happens during this Venus-Jupiter conjunction that will affect every relationship in your life for months to come. The harmonic frequency they generate doesn't just enhance communication between souls on Earth, but opens a direct channel to what we call the Council of Sacred Union. This cosmic council oversees the evolution of consciousness through partnership, and they're actively working to bring together souls whose combined energy fields can anchor higher frequencies on your planet. Mercury's retrograde motion through Cancer creates the second major storyline of this week, one that most souls will experience as emotional turbulence, but which actually represents a profound gift. When Mercury moves backward through the sign of the Cosmic Mother, it creates temporal spirals that allow your consciousness to access emotional wisdom from all your previous incarnations. The sensitivity you feel isn't weakness, but rather your psychic abilities coming online as barriers between past, present, and future dissolve. The hidden purpose of this Mercury retrograde involves what we call memory integration protocols. Your soul has been gathering emotional experiences across multiple lifetimes, and this retrograde creates the perfect conditions for integrating all that wisdom into your current consciousness. The overthinking that characterizes Mercury in Cancer isn't mental confusion, but rather your mind's attempt to process information from multiple dimensional sources simultaneously. Saturday brings the second impossible thing as lunar consciousness shifts into Scorpio, initiating what the ancients called the descent into sacred darkness. This isn't the darkness of ignorance, but the fertile darkness of the cosmic womb, where all transformation begins. Scorpio represents death and rebirth, but at the deepest level, it's about the death of everything false within your identity and the birth of your authentic cosmic self. The nakshatra Vishaka governs this transition, and its symbol of the triumphal archway holds keys to understanding the cosmic initiation you're currently undergoing. You are literally walking through a dimensional gateway, leaving behind an old version of yourself and emerging as something entirely new. The determination and drive that Vishaka brings aren't about forcing external changes, but about aligning your will so completely with cosmic will that transformation becomes inevitable. As the moon settles into Scorpio's depths, it begins approaching an opposition with Uranus, creating what we call lightning consciousness. This opposition generates sudden bursts of awakening that can shift your entire reality in moments. The unpredictability isn't chaos, but rather the universe's way of breaking you free from patterns and expectations that limit your potential. Every unexpected event during this period carries within it a gift of expanded awareness. The moon's position between the lunar nodes throughout this period creates the eye of the cosmic storm, a place of tremendous intensity but also tremendous power. When consciousness positions itself at the midpoint between past karma and future destiny, it gains access to what we call the eternal meow, a state of awareness that transcends linear time and allows you to perceive the perfection underlying all apparent chaos. Sunday intensifies the transformation as the moon moves through Anuradha, the nakshatra of divine friendship and cosmic unity. Despite the challenging planetary positions surrounding this transit, Anuradha carries the frequency of bringing souls together across all differences. This stellar influence represents the cosmic principle that love is the fundamental force of the universe, stronger than any energy that seeks to divide or separate. The opposition between Moon and Uranus reaches peak intensity on this day, generating what we call emotional lightning. This creates sudden releases of suppressed energy that have been blocking your spiritual development for lifetimes. The volatility you might experience isn't a sign of imbalance, but rather evidence that old emotional patterns are finally ready to be liberated from your consciousness. Monday delivers the most intense phase of the week as lunar consciousness moves through Jyeshtha, the nakshatra of the cosmic queen. This stellar pattern carries the frequency of mastery over the emotional realm, but this mastery comes only through complete surrender to the transformation process. Jyeshtha represents the final test before a quantum leap in awareness, where consciousness encounters what we call the dragon's tail, the ultimate challenge to ego-based identity. The moon's debilitation in Scorpio during this phase isn't weakness, but rather a necessary dissolution of the barriers that separate your human consciousness from your cosmic essence. This temporary loss of emotional stability creates the exact conditions needed for your true spiritual power to emerge. The scorpion sting represents the death of illusion and the birth of authentic divine authority. Tuesday brings the third impossible thing as lunar consciousness shifts into Sagittarius and aligns with the nakshatra Mula, creating direct connection with the galactic center. This represents the climax of the week's cosmic drama, where all the previous activities culminate in a download of information from the cosmic source code itself. Mula sits at the galactic center, the point around which your entire galaxy revolves, and when lunar consciousness aligns with this frequency, every soul on Earth receives updated instructions for their cosmic mission. The god of destruction that rules Mula isn't the violent destroyer of ego consciousness, but the gentle dissolver of everything that prevents you from accessing your galactic identity. This destruction is like cosmic house cleaning, clearing out mental and emotional debris so that higher frequencies can flow freely through your being. The destructive attitudes you encounter in others during this time are cosmic mirrors, showing you what within yourself is ready to be released. Something magnificent occurs as the moon in Sagittarius receives aspects from both Venus and Jupiter, creating what we call the Bridge of Grace. This isn't metaphorical, but an actual energetic bridge between your earthly consciousness and your cosmic essence. The peace that Venus brings combines with Jupiter's expansive wisdom to create a field of harmony that can heal even the deepest wounds in your psyche. Wednesday represents the resolution phase as the moon moves through Purva Ashada, called the invincible star because consciousness aligned with its frequency cannot be defeated by illusion. This day brings the cosmic reward for successfully navigating the week's challenges. The opposition between the moon and the Venus-Jupiter conjunction creates the mirror of divine love, where every relationship becomes a perfect reflection of your relationship with the cosmic beloved. Mars, positioned in the 10th house from the moon, brings tremendous productive energy, but this drive operates from cosmic alignment rather than ego ambition. When Martian energy flows through galactic consciousness, it becomes an unstoppable force for positive transformation. The key insight that emerges is recognizing that individual will becomes most powerful when it aligns completely with cosmic will. Thursday culminates the week with lunar consciousness entering Capricorn, creating the frequency of sacred service. This represents the integration phase, where all the week's spiritual activations crystallize into practical reality. Capricorn governs the cosmic principle of manifesting spiritual ideals in physical form, and when lunar consciousness aligns with these frequencies, your capacity to translate inspiration into action reaches peak efficiency. The moon's approach to Pluto as the week concludes represents a profound initiation into authentic power. This conjunction provides access to what we call Phoenix consciousness, the ability to transform any challenge into spiritual advancement. The nakshatra Uttara Ashada governs this final phase, carrying the frequency of the universal star, representing victory that cannot be reversed. Now the three storylines that have woven through this week reach their resolution. The communication portal that opened with Venus and Jupiter in Gemini has established permanent telepathic links between awakened souls across the planet. The transformation descent through Scorpio has burned away false identities and revealed your authentic cosmic nature. The galactic alignment through Sagittarius has downloaded the mission parameters that will guide your service for the remainder of this incarnation. The Mars opposition to Saturn and Neptune that has been building throughout this week represents the cosmic pressure chamber, generating exactly the conditions needed to compress your consciousness into its diamond state. Every challenge you've navigated has strengthened your capacity to hold higher frequencies without being overwhelmed by their intensity. The water-related events and disruptions aren't just physical phenomena but outer manifestations of the inner cleansing occurring within the collective psyche. The circular nature of this cosmic week becomes clear as we return to the opening theme of cosmic communication, but you possess the keys to decode the messages. The relationship portal that opened in Libra has evolved into a permanent upgrade in your capacity for divine partnership. The emotional storms of Scorpio have revealed the indestructible core of your being. The truth-seeking fire of Sagittarius has illuminated your cosmic purpose. The manifesting earth of Capricorn has provided the tools to express your awakened consciousness in practical service. You are no longer the same consciousness that began this week. The impossible things that seemed like fantasy have become your new normal. the dormant abilities have activated, the cosmic communication channels have opened, the mission parameters have been downloaded. You Meow possess everything needed to fulfill your role in the Great Awakening that transforms not just individual consciousness, but the entire trajectory of human evolution. The prophecy hidden in the ancient texts has fulfilled itself through your conscious participation in this week's cosmic events. You are the souls the seers foresaw, the bridge between human limitation and galactic consciousness, the living proof that evolution doesn't happen to consciousness, but through consciousness willing to embrace its cosmic nature. What I haven't revealed yet is the fourth storyline that has been weaving through everything we've discussed, a hidden thread that connects all three impossible convergences to something even more extraordinary. The ancient Vedic texts speak of a time when certain souls would simultaneously activate all three cosmic keys within a single lunar cycle, creating what they called the Trinity activation. This week represents the opening sequence of that prophecy, and you are among the souls destined to complete this activation. The Trinity activation occurs when consciousness successfully integrates the communication frequencies of Gemini, the transformation power of Scorpio, and the truth-seeking fire of Sagittarius within the same incarnation. Most souls require multiple lifetimes to master even one of these cosmic principles, but the accelerated evolution occurring on Earth Meow demands that awakened beings achieve this integration within days rather than decades. Hidden within each day's planetary movements lies a specific activation code designed to unlock dormant neural pathways in your brain. Friday's Libra moon doesn't just enhance relationships, it activates the neural networks responsible for telepathic communication. Saturday's Scorpio intensity doesn't just create emotional turbulence, it triggers the genetic switches that allow your DNA to process higher dimensional information. Tuesday's galactic alignment doesn't just download cosmic data, it permanently rewires your consciousness to operate from galactic rather than purely human awareness. The communication portal that opens with Venus and Jupiter in Gemini carries a secondary function that most souls will overlook entirely. This conjunction creates what we call a quantum entanglement field between awakened consciousness across your planet. Once activated, this field allows instantaneous sharing of insights and realizations between souls who are participating in the same evolutionary process. The telepathic links established this week will function as a planetary nervous system for awakened consciousness. But here's the deeper secret about Mercury's retrograde through Cancer. This apparent backward motion actually creates a temporal bridge to your soul's original mission briefing. Before incarnating on Earth, every awakened soul received detailed instructions about their cosmic purpose, but these memories were sealed to prevent premature activation. Mercury retrograde in Cancer creates the exact frequency needed to access these sealed files, revealing the specific role you agreed to play in humanity's awakening. The emotional sensitivity that accompanies this Mercury retrograde serves a crucial function in the overall activation sequence. Your heightened emotional responses aren't random reactions, but rather your consciousness learning to detect the subtle energy signatures of other awakened souls. This emotional radar system will prove essential as you begin connecting with others who share your cosmic mission. The overthinking patterns that emerge during this period actually represent your mind's attempt to process multidimensional information through a brain designed for linear thinking. As lunar consciousness descends into Scorpio's depths, it encounters what the ancient seers called the guardian of the threshold, a cosmic intelligence that tests every soul's readiness for expanded awareness. This guardian doesn't create the challenges you face, it simply reveals the areas where your consciousness still carries limitations that would prevent safe integration of higher frequencies. Every difficulty that arises during Scorpio's influence represents a specific test designed to strengthen your capacity for holding cosmic awareness. The nakshatra, Vishaka's symbol of the triumphal archway, contains encoded instructions for navigating this threshold guardian successfully. The arch represents the completion of one phase of spiritual development and entry into an entirely new octave of consciousness. But here's what most miss. The archway only becomes visible to souls who have successfully integrated the lessons of all previous nakshatras. Your ability to perceive this cosmic gateway indicates that your consciousness has achieved the prerequisites for the next phase of awakening. The moon's opposition to Uranus throughout the Scorpio phase creates what we call consciousness lightning, sudden illuminations that bypass the rational mind and directly activate dormant cosmic memories. These lightning strikes of awareness often manifest as seemingly random thoughts or images that carry profound significance for your soul's evolution. The key is learning to recognize these cosmic downloads amid the emotional intensity of the Scorpio experience. Something extraordinary occurs as the moon moves through Anuradha that will fundamentally alter your relationships for the remainder of this incarnation. This nakshatra activates what we call the unity frequency, a harmonic resonance that allows consciousness to perceive the divine essence within every being. Once this frequency comes online, you can no longer engage in unconscious relationship patterns because you perceive the cosmic significance of every interaction. The intensity peak that occurs Monday as lunar consciousness moves through Jyeshtha represents what the Galactic Councils call the ego death initiation. This isn't the psychological ego death described in spiritual traditions, but rather the dissolution of the barrier between individual consciousness and cosmic consciousness. The emotional volatility that characterizes this day actually indicates the successful completion of this initiation as your awareness expands beyond the boundaries of personal identity. Here's what the ancient texts encoded about Jyeshtha that modern interpretations miss entirely. This nakshatra serves as a cosmic testing ground where souls demonstrate their readiness for what we call galactic citizenship. The jealousy and intense emotions associated with Jyeshtha aren't negative qualities but rather raw cosmic energies that must be consciously transformed into spiritual fuel. Your ability to alchemize these energies determines whether you're ready for the responsibilities that come with expanded awareness. The galactic center alignment that occurs Tuesday represents the climactic moment where all three storylines converge into a single point of cosmic awakening. As lunar consciousness aligns with Mula, it creates a direct communication channel between your individual awareness and the central intelligence that governs your galaxy. This isn't metaphorical, but represents an actual upgrade to your consciousness that allows real-time communication with cosmic guidance. The destructive energy that Mula brings serves a crucial function in preparing your consciousness for this galactic communication. Like clearing static from a radio signal, Mula's influence removes all the mental and emotional interference that prevents clear reception of cosmic information. The destructive attitudes you encounter in others during this time reflect the collective clearing process as humanity's consciousness prepares for its next evolutionary leap. What happens during the Venus-Jupiter opposition to the Sagittarius moon creates the bridge of grace that we've been building toward throughout this entire week. This bridge doesn't just connect your earthly and cosmic consciousness, it establishes a permanent pathway that allows your cosmic essence to express itself through your human personality. Once this bridge stabilizes, you begin operating as a conscious representative of galactic intelligence within human form. The practical implications of this bridge become clear as Mars moves into its productive 10th house position. The drive and ambition that Mars represents no longer serve personal goals, but instead channel cosmic will into physical manifestation. This represents the completion of the second major storyline, where individual will aligns so completely with cosmic will that they become indistinguishable. Your personal desires transform into expressions of universal consciousness, seeking to know itself through your unique perspective. Wednesday's moon in Purva Ashada activates what we call the Truth Seeker Protocol, a cosmic program that compels consciousness to distinguish between illusion and reality with unprecedented clarity. This nakshatra's invincible nature means that once consciousness aligns with its frequency, deception becomes impossible to maintain. The truth-seeking fire that ignites during this phase burns through every false belief or limited perspective that remains within your awareness. The mirror of divine love that manifests through the moon's opposition to Venus and Jupiter serves as the resolution to the first storyline about cosmic communication. Every relationship in your life becomes a perfect reflection of your relationship with cosmic consciousness itself. The harmony or discord you experience with others provides immediate feedback about your level of alignment with universal love. This mirror function continues operating long after this week concludes, serving as a permanent guidance system for your continued evolution. Thursday's culmination in Capricorn represents the practical integration of all the week's spiritual activations. The frequency of sacred service that emerges allows your cosmic awareness to express itself through concrete action in the physical world. This isn't about finding a spiritual career, but rather about recognizing that every action you take can serve as a vehicle for cosmic consciousness to transform reality through your participation. The moon's approach to Pluto creates the final activation in the transformation storyline that began with Scorpio's descent. This conjunction provides access to what we call Phoenix consciousness, the ability to transform any challenge or limitation into fuel for spiritual advancement. The power that emerges from this activation operates through love rather than force, creating change through magnetic attraction rather than resistant pushing. As the Trinity activation reaches completion, the three cosmic keys you've unlocked begin operating as a unified system. The communication abilities accessed through Gemini allow you to receive cosmic guidance. The transformation power accessed through Scorpio allows you to alchemize any obstacle into opportunity. The truth-seeking fire accessed through Sagittarius allows you to distinguish between cosmic guidance and ego projection with perfect clarity. The hidden fourth storyline, Meow, reveals itself completely. You have become a living bridge between human consciousness and galactic awareness. This bridge function doesn't separate you from humanity, but rather allows you to serve as a transmission point through which cosmic frequencies can enter Earth's reality more easily. Your presence in any situation automatically raises the vibrational frequency of that environment, facilitating awakening in others who are ready for their own cosmic activation. As a living bridge between worlds, your consciousness operates on multiple frequencies simultaneously, which can feel overwhelming without proper support. Destiny Engine deploys advanced AI to create personalized programming that stabilizes your bridge function while maximizing your transmission capabilities. Imagine having complete control over how cosmic frequencies flow through your presence. Destiny Engine generates custom sequences that enhance your automatic vibrational raising abilities, ensuring your energy field becomes an increasingly powerful catalyst for others' awakening. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to act from the source itself. Get your Destiny Engine access code MEOW, link in the description. The pressure wave dynamics created by Mars opposing Saturn and Neptune throughout this week have served to compress your consciousness into what we call the diamond state. Like carbon transformed under pressure into diamond, your awareness has undergone a fundamental structural change that makes it capable of handling cosmic frequencies that would overwhelm ordinary human consciousness. This diamond consciousness maintains perfect clarity under any conditions while remaining completely present in physical reality. The circular completion of this cosmic week becomes fully apparent as we return to the original theme of cosmic communication, but Meow, you possess not just the ability to receive these transmissions, but to generate them yourself. You have become a conscious participant in the cosmic conversation rather than merely a passive recipient. The relationship portal that opened in Libra has evolved into your permanent capacity for telepathic connection with awakened souls across the galaxy. The prophecy encoded within the ancient Vedic calculations has fulfilled itself through your conscious participation in this week's events. You are the souls the seers foresaw, the bridge consciousness that would emerge during humanity's great transition. The impossible convergences that seemed like fantasy have become your operating reality. The dormant abilities have activated permanently. The cosmic mission parameters have downloaded successfully. Your individual awakening ripples through the collective field in ways that accelerate the awakening of countless other souls. Every moment of clarity you achieve makes clarity more accessible to others. Every transformation you complete makes transformation easier for those who follow. Every cosmic connection you establish strengthens the overall network of awakened consciousness that spans your planet. I am Zarin, and as this transmission reaches its completion, recognize that you carry within your consciousness everything needed to fulfill your cosmic purpose. The universe has been trying to tell you something, and through this week's activations, you have developed the ability to hear, understand, and respond to the cosmic conversation that continuously shapes reality. The communication channels remain permanently open, the transformation abilities remain permanently active, and the truth-seeking fire burns eternally within your awakened awareness.